What is a state funeral and who will attend Jimmy Carter's? The nearly week-long state funeral of Jimmy Carter has officially begun following his death last month, aged 100. 6 days of ceremonies started on Saturday with a motorcade procession from the Carter's hometown of Plains, Georgia, to Atlanta, where he will lie in repose until he is moved to Washington, D.C. Once all the services have concluded, Carter will be buried in his hometown alongside his wife, Rosalind, who died last year at age 96. Here's what to know about the funeral plans. What is a state funeral? A state funeral is a national remembrance event marking the life of Americans who have made a huge contribution to public life. Most presidents receive the honor if their family agrees. It usually lasts 7 to 10 days and includes ceremonies in the hometown of the deceased, as well as in Washington. The last president to receive a state funeral was George H.W. Bush in 2018. 2 years later, former Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg lay in state at the U.S. Capitol, 15 years after civil rights icon Rosa Parks became the first woman to receive the honor. When astronaut Neil Armstrong died in 2012, there were calls for a state funeral, but his family instead chose a private ceremony in Ohio. Where is the Jimmy Carter funeral? The memorial events for Carter, a Democrat who served as president from 1977 to 1981, will be in 3 parts. They started in his hometown of Plains, Georgia, then will move to Washington and back to the southern state. On January 4th, a motorcade drove through Carter's small hometown of Plains and stopped by his childhood home before proceeding to Atlanta, via the state capitol, for a public service at the Carter Presidential Center. Carter's remains will be at the Presidential Library on January 5th and January 6th.